Good morning, students. My dear children, I was teaching you chapter 13. In the first part, we studied about glorious revolution, American War of Independence. Second part, we studied about French Revolution. Correct? Now, in part 3, we will study about more after French Revolution, because I have already told you French Revolution is one of the greatest event in the world history, in the mankind, because it changed totally the way how the world was moving. It changed from monarchy to democracy. The idea of equality, liberty and fraternity was entered into the minds of the people in different countries and different rulers. French Revolution put an end to the autocracy, dictatorial, monarchical, corrupted rule and paved way for democracy and republic. So, already I told you causes of French Revolution, social cause, French society divided into clergy, nobles, common men, economic status, how the common people used to pay only tax, social status or social position of France before French Revolution. The common people lived in the mercy of first and second estate people. They do not have equality. They do not have a franchise right. Franchise right means voting system. They do not have a equal opportunity in employment. They are not enjoying the privilege of birth, because all these things were only for the first estate and second estate, means clergy and nobles, king's officials. So, and we have discussed about the role of intellectuals or historians or writers like Rousseau, his social contact, Montesquieu, his spirit of law, and all other great people. And immediate cause we have discussed the destruction of Bastille Fort on 14th July 1789. So after this, you know what happened. France society changed. The king was forced to surrender before the people. But people made what after France Revolution, what happened? France became a constitutional republic or monarchy. Children, monarchy means king's rule. Constitutional monarchy means the king is the head, but a constitution will be there. The constitution will be guiding to the king for all the administration. What is constitutional monarchy? King is head of the country. There will be a parliament. The parliament will be elected by the people, and the leaders will be guiding to the king. Now in England, king or queen is head, but there is a parliament, the prime minister is there, MPs are there, they will make the law, and the king will rule the country according to the law made by the parliament. So the French people though removed the king, but they respected king and they said, my dear king, you can continue as the head of the country, but we the French people will set up a parliament, elect our leaders, the leaders will make the law, and you will be implementing the law, or the country will follow the law with the name of the king. Understood? So France become a constitutional monarchy. By making France a constitutional monarchy, the king's power, prestige, authority decreased or king increased? Decreased, because before that, when he was monarchy, only what the king will say, that is the final. Nobody has right to question. King is supreme of executive, legislative, judiciary. Nobody has right to question the king's authority, king's power, king's law, rules, what the king will say. Now, the king is advised, guided, suggested by a constitution or a law. Constitution means body of law according which the king should rule the country. So king's power reduced. Now what the king will listen to me. When the king's power was reduced, how reduced we see, the parliament made a constitution. In that constitution, you see the page number 167. The constitution of France declared certain rights, certain liberty to the men and women. Understood now? Before that, what king is saying, that is the law. But now the constitution made a law and gave certain liberty, rights, opportunity to the people in the form of declaration of rights for men and citizens. I will read out to 2 to 3 rights, and you should refer page number 167 and write down certain liberty or rights given by the French constitution to the French people. What is there say? First says, man is born free and remain free, and man should enjoy equal right. Nobody is born with chains. Rousseau said, man is born free, but the society is tying the man with certain restrictions. So the restrictions can be called chains. So my dear Frenchmen, break this chain and demand for equality. So the first right is said, man is born free and remain free and should enjoy certain rights. Second is, every institution, whether it is parliament, whether it is king, whether it is legislative, executive and judiciary, should protect, should guide, should safeguard the rights of man, liberty of man, fraternity of man, equal opportunity of man. Because man is supreme and every law must be made such a way the rights, liberty, equality, fraternity of the man is protected. Good na? Next. Third. No king, no prime minister, no church is the supreme. Only the country is supreme. Nation is supreme. Nobody is above the law. All, if king does mistake, also should be punished. So all the powers should be with the nation, and nobody has right to exercise their power, their authority. Only the state is powerful. You see, Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister of India. Can he kidnap anybody? Can he kill anybody? No. Though he is the supreme head of our country, elected head, but still he should follow the law. He is not above the law. If he does any mistake, immediately people will, or the country will punish him. So like that, the French law also constitution said all the powers with the government and nobody has right to exercise their authority. Fourth said liberty, you should give liberty so that nobody will be hurt, nobody will be insulted, nobody's dignity, nobody's individuality, nobody's freedom is in danger. All should enjoy the equal rights in a fairly manner. So like that there are 10 rights were given. I expect all of you should write 7 by reading the textbook and by using your own word. No. Now you understood now the Declaration of Rights for Men and Citizen. By this declaration, king's power reduced now. King has no authority. So king, his wife is Mary Antoinette. What is Mary Antoinette? I will tell you about her. Listen. She was the Princess of Austria. Austria is one of the powerful nation or country during that time. Austria's princess married France King Louis XVI. France King name is Louis XVI. His wife name is Mary Antoinette, and his wife belongs to Austria. Means Austria King is the father-in-law of France King. So when the French rulers' power, prestige, dignity, and authority decreased, French ruler secretly talked with his father-in-law. See my position. If like this position, what about the future of kings? So something to be done. Understood now? Then Rashtriya king was very powerful at that time. He collected army. He collected army to support king of France to gain the power. Understood? So Austrian army came to France to fight against France with the permission of French ruler. You see, I will ask you, come today night to my home. I will open the gate and you will take my wealth from the almirah with my permission. What a nice. Like that, French ruler invited other country army to defeat France. This act is called treason. What is treason? A person who goes against own country. French King Louis XVI has gone against the own country. So treason. So in this what happened? French people already they got the taste of freedom, taste of equality, taste of constitution, rights, liberty. They fought heroically and defeated the enemies. After defeating, they found why, who invited them. What is the reason behind their quarrel? Who is responsible? And they came to know that their own king is the mastermind for this attack. Then they got angry and they captured the king. King along with his wife wanted to run away, but they caught him and they used bulletin, one machine like this. It will come. They kept the head and cut the head. So the king was bulletin. King was bulletin, means king was beheaded. Why? King was doing treason. Treason means a person who goes against own country. So they killed the king in the way of bulletin. Bulletin is a machine designed or invented by a scientist called bulletin, so that the name is given bulletin machine. This machine will cut. Now you know na press paper cutting. like that, like blade type, it will cut. So gully turned. Now did you understand? After gully turned, France become a republic. Republic means the head of the country which is not hereditary. You see, France there is no ruler. Now people selected one ruler. So France become a republic. And in this republic, a person called Maximilien Robespierre. Who? Maximilien Robespierre. He became the supreme of French Republic. He came to power. He was a very good person. Initially, he has done a good things, given rights, liberty, opportunity, and brought a lot of reforms to improve the condition of people in socially, politically, economically. But slowly, Robespierre became a dictator. He captured all the power. He never bothered anybody's good suggestion. If anybody criticized to him, he given him a death punishment. From 1793 to 94, 1 year, he created terror, horror in the country. Who opposed his ideology will be killed or beheaded or punished or kidnapped. That's a reign. Reign means rule of terror, horror. No law, nothing. What he wanted to say, that which should be implemented. So people lived with fear, no opportunity. So Robespierre's time, this period, though he was very good in initial stage, but he became a terror leader, and he created a reign of terror who opposed his means not good law, maladministration or anything. Who questioned his authority is given a death punishment or put in the jail. So reign of terror, you understood? Now, when the reign of terror, how long the people will bear? No. So the people once again raised their voice, removed Robespierre, and the reign of terror came to an end. After Robespierre, you see, French Revolution removed king, but the king was given an opportunity to rule the country by becoming the head of the country with the help of parliament or constitution. A constitution gave certain rights to the people of France, but the king was not happy, and the king brought foreign help and attacked to the French people. So the French people defeated them, and they killed the king who is responsible and who is the person of treason. Now, after French monarchy gone, Robespierre became the head of the French Republic. He ruled the country initially in a better way, but after that he became a terrorist type of ruler, and he did not bother about the welfare of people. He did not take anybody's help. He wanted to be a dictator. Now, people removed Robespierre. Understood? Now, people what they did? Removed Robespierre. After removing Robespierre, they appointed one group of people to rule the country. For example, consisting of 5 people or 6 people, not one. One means he become a dictator now. So they appointed a directory. Directory means board of director, committee members, executive committee member, like that board of directory they appointed to rule the country. So the France came under directory rule. After the fall of Robespierre, due to his reign of terror, France came under the rule of directory, means a group of learned people, selected people or elected people who will look after all the administration of the country. It is not a single person, but a group of person, a committee. Now, this directory rule, I will tell you one thing here. among this directories, 7 or 8 or 5, one among the directory member was Napoleon Bonaparte. We will discuss his role in the next chapter. So Napoleon Bonaparte was one of the directory member, and what he did we will discuss. Now, during this directory time, the women of France got certain rights. You know, French women never got any type of opportunity in France. They were just asked that their presence is only symbolic. They were not allowed to give vote. They were not allowed to enjoy the rights, liberty, equality, age like men. They were not allowed to go outside to work. So the French, in French, so many women society. You will read about French one de Gorla, one great woman. She fought and they made some society of revolutionary and republican women. So they have made it, they made one constitution and they fought for equal right, basic liberty, opportunity, education, health and all other good things for the women. Understood? This is the women and French. I have already told bulletin prison. Aristocracy. You know, aristocracy means high order social group, means those are like nobles and clergy. So aristocracy means the higher middle class people in France. Their percentage is very less, maybe 5%. But they used to enjoy all the opportunity like nobles and clergy. And they have a landed property in the town, in the countryside and the village. They have their royal life. They used to speak French language only. And they have a matrimonial relation only with the aristocracy. Like, for example, you see that now in Andhra we have a Kapu, Reddy, Raju. This Rajus means their level is so high. Like that, aristocracy it is a social group in France, and they are in a high order in the society. They enjoy all the privileges, all the rights. They have a few number in the society, but their status and standard is so high, and this aristocracy people used to speak in French language. They have a more landed property in the towns, cities, and they are wealthy people. They have their own relation. They want to discuss mingle with the lower class people. They have a matrimonial, means marriage relation with others only in their own group. That is aristocracy. Next, Marie Antoinette. I was telling you now, Louis XVI's wife Marie Antoinette, the Princess of Austria. She was so luxurious in her nature and character. Never bothered about welfare of people. Always want to enjoy the life. Even she used, Tamil Nadu one chief minister was there, lady chief minister. What is her name? Yes. Tell me, Joy Lalita. Her friend is Sasikala. Now she is in jail, I think. Her friend house once it was raided by CBI. What happened? They got the sari cost of 35 crores. Sari and shoe. Then you think other things. Sasikala's son marriage purpose 3 crores 50 lakhs was spent for a marriage. Whole Chennai was decorated with flower. Nearly 50,000 to 1 lakh people were given food for 2-3 days. All the streets were decorated like that type of aristocracy in this modern age, in a democratic country, in a state. So you think a country, France country, which is a monarchical country, enjoyed the theory of divine right, enjoyed all the absolute power. His wife, who is also daughter of another great king, how much luxurious life. It is believed that she used to wear golden shoe once in her life. One day if she wore the shoe, second time she want to touch that shoe. So the money of France was spent by Marie Antoinette like water, never burn. Next, Louis XVI, incapable, unable to take the opportunity given by the king. When the king people made him the head of the country and supported him by making a constitution but could not rule properly, so he was bulleted because of the charge of treason, because he took the help of Austria and other rulers to attack France when his power was taken away by the French people. So you can read, write. I expect you can understand this chapter fully after reading this first part, second part, and this is third part. First part we discussed about glorious revolution. Second part we have discussed about French Revolution. Third part we have discussed about after French Revolution, what is the condition, position of France. Then next chapter we will discuss about how the French Revolution helped to other countries. Now French Revolution in France we discuss. Thank you one and all, and expect all might have purchased the books. If you have not purchased, immediately purchase the books, because in this way up to September or like that we will complete most of the classes which cannot be retaught because of paucity of time. So I expect you people are reading and keeping yourself safe, healthy in home. Thank you.